Illegal appointment. That's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise. And now,
Tiffany Henyard, the self-proclaimed super mayor of Dolton, Illinois, has found herself at the center of a storm of controversy that continues to escalate. This real-life saga resembles a political drama, but it's unfolding in real time. Henyard's latest move, launching an investigation into her administration's spending, has put her under intense scrutiny. Her attempt to clear her name and portray herself as a hero may have backfired, potentially exposing her own alleged misuse of public funds. What began as an effort to show accountability has instead raised questions about her spending habits and leadership style. The story begins with Henyard initiating an investigation into the town's finances, aiming to address accusations of unauthorized spending. The twist? By probing her administration's credit card transactions, she may have inadvertently exposed her own questionable financial decisions. The investigation, intended to boost her reputation as someone willing to tackle financial issues, has instead painted her as the central figure in a growing scandal. What was meant to be a proactive move has now backfired spectacularly. Henyard is no ordinary mayor. She holds two significant positions of power, serving not only as the mayor of Dolton, but also as the supervisor of Thornton Township. This dual role has given her access to substantial public funds, and critics argue that she has taken full advantage of it. Lavish parties, expensive events, and questionable payments to entertainers are not the typical expenditures found on a local government's budget sheet, but for Henyard, it appears to be part of her routine. These extravagant expenses have allegedly been approved without proper oversight, leading many to question her judgment. Digging deeper into Henyard's financial history reveals a pattern of spending that has raised eyebrows throughout Thornton Township. She's reportedly spent tens of thousands of dollars on events that critics say were unnecessary, with some of these expenses allegedly benefiting her associates. At one event, she is said to have hired big-name performers for a one-night gig, costing taxpayers a significant amount of money. Such extravagant spending would raise questions in any context, but the fact that it's happening in a local government setting has only intensified the controversy. As if the spending wasn't concerning enough, the way Henyard has bypassed the trustees' approval for many of these expenses has further angered local officials. In one instance, the trustees voted against a proposal due to concerns about financial irresponsibility, but Henyard pushed forward regardless. Her dual role as township supervisor has also provided her with a hefty salary, adding to the perception that she's been living a high-flying lifestyle while the town struggles financially. What might have seemed like a desperate move to clear her name by launching an investigation into her administration's spending took an unexpected turn when her assistant came forward with startling revelations. In a public meeting, the assistant listed a series of questionable expenses allegedly authorized by Henyard herself. These expenses included luxurious trips, high-end dinners, and first-class flights, all paid for with public funds. The assistant's testimony painted a picture of a mayor who treated taxpayer money like her personal piggy bank, leaving many shocked and outraged. Henyard, unsurprisingly, denied the allegations, but instead of directly addressing the claims, she turned the tables and accused her assistant of being the real culprit, claiming that the assistant had mismanaged the funds. Henyard's strategy of deflecting blame onto her assistant has been seen by many as a convenient way to avoid taking responsibility. Her attempts to shift the narrative haven't convinced everyone, and the scandal has only deepened. Adding to the drama is Henyard's former associate, Keith Freeman. Once close allies, the two have now become embroiled in a bitter feud. Freeman has accused Henyard of not only misusing public funds, but also attempting to frame him for some of her own wrongdoings. Freeman's allegations suggest that the issues between the two go beyond financial mismanagement and may involve personal vendettas. This has added yet another layer of intrigue to the unfolding scandal. The controversy has reached a boiling point in Dolton. At a recent township meeting where Henyard's assistant revealed the questionable expenses, the crowd's frustration was palpable. One resident shouted, "Why isn't she in prison yet?" This sentiment has been echoed by many Dolton residents who are growing increasingly fed up with Henyard's leadership. Social media has been ablaze with comments criticizing Henyard, with one user remarking, "This is political corruption at its finest." How is this going on for so long? Henyard's response to the mounting criticism has been to double down. Rather than showing remorse or addressing the allegations head-on, she has portrayed herself as a victim of a political witch hunt. According to Henyard, the trustees and her political rivals are orchestrating a smear campaign to bring her down. She insists that all her actions have been in the best interest of the town, and that her critics are simply trying to undermine a strong woman in power. While this defense might resonate with some, it hasn't done much to sway the broader public opinion. For many Dolton residents, the question is no longer whether Henyard will face consequences, but when. The town's finances are reportedly in disarray, with deficits piling up and essential services suffering as a result. The trustees have already taken steps to rein in Henyard's spending, including measures to limit her use of township credit cards and freezing other parts of the budget. Yet, despite all this, Henyard seems unfazed, even going so far as to declare that she has cleaned up Dolton and listing her accomplishments at a recent meeting, as if the allegations don't exist. The more the investigation uncovers, the worse things get for Henyard. Among the most shocking revelations is her hefty spending on personal security. According to former Dolton Police Chief Robert Collins, officers who should have been patrolling the streets were instead assigned to act as Henyard's personal security detail, costing the taxpayers thousands in overtime. This misallocation of resources not only wasted money, but also left the town's police department stretched too thin to adequately address crime, further angering residents. The situation has gotten so dire that former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has been brought in to investigate Dolton's finances. Lightfoot's findings have been damning. She uncovered a deficit of over $3 million, with no clear explanation from Henyard on how the money was spent. Among the more eyebrow-raising expenditures were lavish purchases from luxury retailers, further fueling the fire of controversy. The FBI has also gotten involved, though they have yet to release any details on their investigation. With multiple probes now underway, it seems like Henyard's time as Dolton's super mayor may be coming to an end. Despite all this, Henyard remains defiant. She continues to dismiss the allegations as fake news and has accused the media of blowing the situation out of proportion. It's a tactic we've seen from other embattled politicians.